Hey everybody, this is Marcellus Troy Alexander, Inspiration with Troy Alexander. One more time, I'm so excited to be back one more time. We have an amazing guest tonight, and I'm so honored to have her. I'm just so grateful. She is amazing, phenomenal, super amazing. Just listen, any adjective I could think of, she's that awesome, and I'm so honored to have her on our broadcast tonight. But before we get there, listen, stay connected with us. We're here on Facebook, Troy Alexander. Listen, we're on YouTube, Inspiration with Troy Alexander. And listen, our nonprofit, my goodness, called to inspire.org, called to inspire.org. Every week we come on to encourage you. We bring on amazing guests for you to encourage you. Our motto, dream, take that step and walk with purpose into your destiny. We're so excited about what you're doing. Yes, we applaud you to never give up on your dream, your purpose, and your destiny. So tonight, listen, we had an awesome guest. I'm honored again. Listen, she is our international United Miss 2020-2021. She holds over 1,000 titles. My goodness. She is a licensed esthetician and cosmetologist. She is also the top leader in her company for 8 years. Younique. I can't wait to talk about that. Her platform, Crowning Confidence, a platform that was birthed from Brandi's battle with 3 different types of eating disorders that also allowed her to face the mental part of addiction. Listen, she has My Cinderellas Closet. Brandi provides formal and professional clothing to girls and women in need. Welcome, Brandi Jo Middleton. How are you, Brandi?
I'm doing wonderful. Thank you so much for the honor.
Oh my goodness. No, thank you for the honor. I am humbled. I am so humbled. So I want to ask, listen, you are, as I said, our reigning international United Miss 2020-2021. Please tell me, what was that moment like when you heard your name, and then tell us about your journey thus far.
That was probably I won't say probably, it was the most magical experience in my life. I really thought Chris Ann, one of the directors, she was the MC. I thought she called my name out wrong because I was like, I just can't believe this happened. I really, truly my goal was to get in the top 10. And after they called the top 10, I kind of just blanked out. And I never had that moment where I had I call it the Miss America moment ever in my whole pageant, and just being there with the first runner up, and we're both holding hands and you just hear your heartbeat. That's the only thing you can think. And I was just praying. I'm like, Lord, if this is meant to be, you will make it happen. And she called my name and I looked at her and I said, me? Did you just call me as the winner? And it took a few minutes to process it. And it was just the most great experience to know that 39 years of hard work, determination, what I had been through in my life all came to that moment. And it just truly felt like that was ordained for me. No matter what's meant for you will never pass you by. In that moment, I felt like that was meant for me.
Well, listen, it was meant for you. Yes, it was meant for you. And you said 39 years?
39 years of competing in pageants, yes, led up to that moment right there.
Brandi, listen, I just want to, so 39 years you have been in pageantry in some form.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Wow. Listen, so what is it about pageantry that inspires you so much to be a part of it that long?
I started when I was 4 years old. I asked my mom to be in a school pageant when I was in kindergarten, and I fell in love with it. I fell in love with the stage, and we were able to speak on a microphone, and my mom never did push me in pageants, and I loved it. I always felt that's where I belonged on stage. And it was almost where I was a part. It wasn't I was a very shy girl outside of pageantry, but when I was on stage, I could be a completely different person and transform myself. And I grew up doing pageants. I stopped when I was 18 because at that point I felt I was struggling from middle school all the way up until my college years of not being good, feeling good enough or having that confidence in myself. So when I turned 18, I just felt I wasn't ready to go on to the Miss America or Miss USA level. I didn't think I was good enough to do that. And I just stopped, and I really regretted it. And it wasn't until I realized that there was so many pageants out there for married women and women that are age 25 up who are single, who felt like they couldn't go on in their pageant career. When I realized there was, I thought, well, this is a second chance for me to go after my dreams. And my dream was to always hold a big international title. And I worked really hard to chase after that dream, and it came to fruition last summer in New Jersey.
Well, we're so proud of you. Please, I mean, I mean, you are such an inspiration to people that you don't even know, but that are looking at you, seeing your light shine. And again, we're going to talk more about, what it took for you to get here. But tell me, how has this year been? I mean, it's been during the pandemic. So much has been going on. Things hopefully are getting better. But what has your reign been like? Because listen, I love IUM. I told you earlier before the broadcast, I love Chris and Holly. They're amazing. And but what has your journey been this year?
It has been the most amazing year of my life. I don't want it to end at all. It's gone by way too fast. Everybody said, oh, it's going to go by so fast. I'm like, no, it's not. And yes, it really, truly does. From the moment I was crowned, all of my sister queens and I have an instant connection, an instant bond. And the first part of our reign, we all traveled to pretty much all the state pageants. That was so much fun. And Christine and Holly just fool us. They are truly the most amazing human beings I've ever met in my entire life. What you see is what you get with them. And they have just made us feel so welcome and so respected and so loved. And it's truly a family. We've had 3 amazing royalty trips that we've gone on. We've been to Disney World, which I never went before. That was the first time I got to go with Holly and Christine and my sister queens. And we went to Washington, D.C., to Jamaica. The most amazing memories I will take with me through the rest of my life. And I really, truly do not want my year to ever end. It's just, I've never experienced this much bonding and true, genuine love, not only with my sister queens and their moms, but with Holly and Chrisanne. And it's just an amazing organization. I can't say enough about it. Even if I didn't even place in the top 10, I would be coming back to compete because I was blown away with what I experienced at internationals last summer.
Yes. Listen, I have already asked him, when are you going to start a a gentleman, Mr. IUM?
They do.
Yes, because I want to
They
compete.
need to. Yes,
know,
I'm
right?
all for that. Absolutely.
So, but listen, I have to ask you, Brett. Listen, you have been so successful. I mean, I'm reading your bio, and it's like over 1,000 titles. I'm like, really? I've never heard of that. Like, I've never. So I got to ask you, what do you think has been the foundation of your success?
I'm a natural, determined person, and I love to set a goal and go after it. But I've loved pageantry. I grew up in a glitz, what you call them, circuit pageants, the glitz world. Of course, every weekend you can win a title, but it was nothing to this extreme, this title that I have. This is my favorite title out of all of them I've ever won, just because of what it represents and what it stands, especially for me. Pageantry has just taught me, especially competing as a married woman, it's taught me so much about myself, and it's given me my identity back. It's really helped me blossom into who I am now. And it's more than just a crown. To me, it's what I can do with this crown and how many women I've been able to impact because of this and because of sharing my story. And so many women who I've watched grow in pageantry who, after becoming a mom, they felt like they just couldn't go on and do their goals. I'm like, yes, you can, no matter what age you are. And I'm proud to say I was the oldest one in my division. It was a little intimidating knowing I was going up against 20-something-year-olds, but the judges didn't care at IUM. They don't care how old you are. And that was amazing experience to know that I was able to show women in their 40s that you can do this.
Yes. Yes, Brand. Oh my goodness. You can do this. And so many people need to hear that, right? You can do this, right? It's not it's not about how old, but it's how much you want it, your passion, your I love that about you. You have such a star and such a light about you that is so amazing. What do you think the judges saw in you or see in you? Because you have, I mean, again, over and over again, what do you think the different judges over the years have seen in you?
Hopefully they've seen my heart and my genuineness, because I have judged, I've been 39 years in pageants, all spectrums. I've been MC, director, judge, pageant coach, interview coach. I've been it all. And I know when I judge pageants, I look for somebody's heart. I can kind of read through are they being really truthful? And that's always what I wanted to put out there. I know that everybody's not going to like me. I have lost way more than I've ever won. And it's hard. It's really hard. You learn that you can be the perfect version of yourself, but that person, that judge may prefer somebody else, or it's not your time. And I always tell myself, what's meant for me will not pass me by. And that's the way I look at pageantry, and that's the way I have to. And that's what I teach little girls, especially when I was coaching in the glitz world. I would always tell them, go and do your best, because that's the end of the day, that's what matters. We can't ever predict what a judge is going to go for. They might not like blondes that day. They might want a dark-headed girl. We don't know, but you just have to make yourself proud. And that's the number one rule I take. And it's scary to think about. Yes, my pageant career is not over with. I will be competing in the fall again. And it's scary to think, can I do this again? Can I put myself out there? But you have to, in order to grow in life, you've got to stretch yourself and go after things that scare you. And it is scary to put yourself back there. You talk to any title holder that's won a big title, and they can tell you it's hard to put yourself, because you have pressure on you. You have haters. You want people are wanting to be like, oh, I beat so-and-so. It's out there, and it's intimidating, but you just have to learn with anything in life that at the end of the day, it's what you feel about yourself and what the Lord says about you. And that's really what's the most purposeful thing that your life can be.
Wonderful. That is so awe-inspiring. And I'm sitting here saying to myself, you've done so much. You've seen all aspects of pageantry from different vantage points. And so I wanted to just ask you, has there been any part of your journey where, well, let me ask this question first. How have you always been so transparent about who you are? Because I know, listen, going on stage, talking to judges, doing the interview, right? Have you always been able to be open about who you are?
For the past 10 years, I have. My husband, he says I talk too much, which I do, but I've always been transparent. I covered up a lot. I will say I did cover up a lot in middle school and high school with my eating disorders. In my pageant career, I did not. But again, that was back to my mom. My mom would never let me talk about myself to others. She was trying to protect me. And I can see that from a mom's point. She didn't want me to tell people I was in pageants, and we didn't have social media back then. And I did cover up a lot of that. But when I became an adult and worked in the beauty industry, and I always was transparent, always will be transparent. I feel like you shouldn't hide your flaws or your struggles, because we all, especially women, every one of us has the same struggles and insecurities. People don't talk about it, but I feel like if we do talk about it, it gives somebody courage to know that you're not alone out there.
That's awesome. And so I want to continue on that. And because I know in the recent months and years, right, I've heard people talk more about the pressure, right, of having the crown and like being perfect, like always being on, right? Mm-hmm. You can't have a down day or an off day. Got to always smile, right? Did you experience that any part along your journey where you felt like, you know what, I had to always be perfect, or I had to be on, I had to be, because I'm hearing a lot of pageantry individuals say that, now more and more. So I didn't know if that was something that you had to go through as well.
No, well, this is the biggest title I've ever won in my life. Not with this title, because Holly and Christine, they love me for me. All my sister queens love me for me. They know that, we all have flaws, and they love me for me. And I don't feel like I have to hide who I am. And plus, our mission we're known to be the home of Sisters by Sash, but we're also known to be, our title is Be Heroic, and it stands for honesty. There's so many different awesome things that Be Heroic stands for, but the first one is honesty. And that's really big in IUM, is they want honesty, and our directors are very honest and transparent. So it just opens up the door for us, state queens, also as pointed titles and international and national royalty, to be transparent with each other. And if there's ever an issue, they have an open door policy. And I've never felt that I have to be spot on. And everybody that follows me on social media knows that I have put it out there this year. I talk about my struggles with my weight and my hair loss and health issues and being in menopause and the struggles sometimes being a mom, things like that. So I think the more transparent, especially in the pageant world, if we can break down that stigma, I think it would help really with mental health a lot this year.
Thank you, Brandy. Thank you for sharing that, because that has given strength to so many to hear you say what you just said, and to know that it's okay, right? Not to be okay at times, because
Mhm.
listen, it's we go through different experiences in life, but still you're still a hero, right? You're still amazing, you're still awesome, and I love that about you. And so let's go it's because again, you talked about the different experiences that you've gone through with your
Mhm.
eating disorders and so forth. And even I read about depression that you went through for a period of your life, and you talked about your hair loss. Tell us about that experience, and how were you able to come through that to be who you are now?
I really credit the Lord, honestly. He really pulled me out of the darkness, and I went years without getting really truly help for my eating disorders. Back in the 90s, it was starting to shed light because Tracy Gold came out with I forgot what family show she was on, but she
It
came
was
out
Full
with
House or something? Yeah,
Full
or
House,
something like
yes, or
yeah, okay.
something like that.
Yeah.
She came out with anorexia to the world, and that was around the time that I had experienced it. And my parents financially could not get me help, and so they sent me to University of Memphis for students. They had a psychology program, and they were trying to help me, but it basically just came to I had to realize how to please my parents, and so I had to end up eating, and then it turned into bulimia because it just started manifesting itself, and I never got to the root. I never could understand what the root cause of it was until I got into my 20s and my early 30s, and really just started doing a lot of self-discovery and realizing what is stemming this on. And it's not from the pageant world. It was a lot of the relationship that I had with my mom, and the pressure that I put on myself too, and the pressure of feeling like I was never good enough and comparing myself. And then it led to binge eating, and my weight got out of control and my health got really bad. And it wasn't until I realized I had to do something, because I was hurting my heart so bad, all the damage I had done for years. And so that's when I stepped in. I was like, okay, I've got to do something. And at that point, I had, invested money into myself for therapy, and I was learning a lot. And I just pulled together all these different things that I learned from the pageant world, from therapy, from my makeup business. And I put together a plan and just really started learning who I was as a person. And it taught me what really confidence means and how to do that daily for myself. Yes, there are days I still struggle. This year's been hard. This year has been hard to win this amazing title, and boom, COVID's back, and you're like, what? This is not happening again. And having to
Right,
navigate around
right.
traveling with COVID, and trying to fight really hard to find appearances through COVID myself. And so I went through a little bit of depression back in September, just thinking, man, like I finally have won the title of my dreams, and now I can't get out in my community. What am I going to do? And just fighting through those emotions and learning that it's going to be okay, and trying to show up every day for others and show them that, hey, I'm having a bad day too, but we can do this together.
Wow. Well, listen, I have to applaud you, Brandy. Thank you so much for pushing through that. For those that were around you that helped you to come through that.
Mhm.
Um, what would you say for someone going through that now, where they're going through, again, dealing with their physical appearance, dealing with weight, dealing with a whole lot of different issues? What would you say to them to encourage them to keep pushing through, to not giving up?
Well, I can tell you, I have been 300 pounds, and I've been 89 pounds, and throughout my life journey with my eating disorders. And happiness is really, truly within. You can't, a lot of women were like, well, if I get down to this size, or if I win this title, then I'm going to be happy. That's not going to make you happy. Those are temporary things. I wish I could wear this crown for the rest of my life. I will around my house, but I can't technically wear it in public for the rest of my life. But as truly as happy as this crown makes me feel, I have to learn that I'm more than just a title and I'm a crown. I'm a person inside. And that's what I try to teach others in my program is there's so much more to you than what your job title is, or you being a mom, or you being a pageant holder, or you being a size 0 or a size 24. It doesn't matter. What matters is, are you truly happy with who you are? And those things that you can change to make yourself better. And in the world of pageantry now, it is so much evolved, and I'm so happy to see how much it is involved. It doesn't matter anymore what size you are. There's so many pageants that judge you, and you get scored for who you are and what you're doing in the community than what you look like in a swimsuit. So there's beauty in all sizes. And that's what I want women to see, that you truly can be happy no matter where you are in life. It's a choice that you can make daily.
Listen, you are such a joy and a hope to so many. So thank you for sharing your journey and even ongoing. So I gotta listen. Your platform is amazing. Crowning Confidence. Tell me, how did that title come about? Crowning Confidence. And again, just so everyone knows, again, it was birthed through your battle with 3 different types of eating disorders that allowed you to face the mental part of addiction. So why Crowning Confidence?
Well, I've always loved crayons. Like I told you, I came from the glitz world where you win the big, super tall crayons, every weekend, all the fun things.
Right.
When I was going through my last round of eating disorder with binge eating, I told myself, look, if I can set my goal, I'm going to put myself back in a pageant again. And I had a crown in front of me every day, and I looked at it. It's like, I'm going to find that crown. I'm going to get that crown. I'm going to find that crown again. And that's what Crowning Confidence, the name, came from. And so I always teach people how to, find the crown inside of your heart, be happy with who you are, and set goals for yourself. And that came actually, the whole concept, I didn't create my platform to be in a pageant. My platform, it just basically evolved to help myself. And then I felt like I couldn't be greedy and just keep this in, because people were asking me what I was doing. And I taught this, the first time I taught this was back in the end of 2016, at a makeup convention event I was at. And I will never forget, I held up a crown on stage, and I was like, this crown is your goal. What is your goal that you want in this business? And it just took off. All these women kept on saying, oh my gosh, I'm going to go get me a crown, and I'm going to set it on my desk every day. I'm going to look at it. And I was like, man, I love this. I love that other women that are not in the pageant world can see that they can have a crown too. Because I feel like truly every woman needs to have one crown in their life every day. Like, just to look at that crown, because every woman deserves to be a queen.
Wow, Brandi. Wow. Listen, I'm sitting here. So you're in a room, and these women are saying, I'm gonna go get a crown and have that crown and see that crown every day.
Yes, and they did. I was getting pictures. People got it. I used to also have a little crown bracelet too when I was trying to, because let me tell you, losing weight is the hardest thing I've ever been through in my entire life. And still, it's a daily struggle I deal with daily, every day. I mean, yes, you can heal from eating disorders. It's just like any addiction. It's like alcoholism. You're going to be in remission. It's something that you will battle every day until we get to heaven. Honestly, I feel like, because it is such a hard mental disease, and the addiction is so real to food. But when I was going through that, I also wore a crown bracelet that when I wanted to go to food, I would look at that and say, no, I'm not going to make that choice today. So I would get all these messages from women screenshotting, like, I went to Pandora and I got me a little crown, and I put it on a bracelet, or here's my crown from Amazon, and it's on my desk. And so that really pushed me and motivated me too, to continue on my weight loss journey and to go after my dreams in the pageant world. And I signed myself up back in 2019 to compete at Mrs. Tennessee International, and I won. And then I got to go on to Mrs. International. I placed in the top 15. And then I, fulfilled my duties for the whole year as Mrs. Tennessee. And then I had a couple bad experiences with some other systems, and I really was like, I don't know if I want to do this anymore. It was really bad. And then I found IUM, International United Miss, and I signed up in August and prepared for a whole year to go to New Jersey. And I'm so glad, because I immediately fell in love with this system. And I'm so glad that now I get to be an alumni for the rest of my life with Holly and Chrisanne.
Wow. Listen, I'm sitting here and I'm hearing you say that you looked at your crown on your bracelet, and it helped to remind you of the destiny that you were pursuing and were blessed to be able to see. And so I'm sitting here and saying that is such a powerful demonstration that you said, Brandi, that women were going to get crowns, looking at them. And I wanted to, because I read this on your website, and it talks about helping everyone find the crown inside of their hearts daily. So yes. I'm very intentional about words. And so I like to ask people, like, why did you say daily? Because most people would have just stopped, right? And said,
Mhm.
helping everyone find the crown inside their hearts. But why did you feel it was necessary to say daily?
Well, for me, because daily it is a choice. It's a choice to wake up every day and say, am I going to go back down that road, or if I'm going to go ahead? And it could be with anything in life, any kind of addiction, anything that you're going through, depression, postpartum, hair loss. It's a choice that you wake up every day and say to yourself, what can I do today to make myself better? How can I be better than I was yesterday? And it's a choice that we make. And it's a choice every day that I have to get up, and it's a demon that you have to fight. Anybody that's ever has an eating disorder can tell you it's a dark place, and you can easily slip back into that dark place, especially as women. We deal with emotions. If somebody hurts you, somebody betrays you. I'm from the South, and we're around food all the time. Southern women, we like to feed each other. That's what we do for fun. And so you have to just learn, is this a choice that I'm going to make every day to do better, to be better? And I've helped people overcome, alcoholism, drug addiction with my program. It's the same thing. It's this concept every day. You got to wake up and you got to make that choice. And if it takes some little thing to look at, and it doesn't have to be a crown, but for me, I love crowns, and I know women love crowns. And so if it takes that reminder to look at that every day and to make you not make bad choices that day, then whatever it is, do it.
Listen, I'm so grateful that you found that place, right, out of the darkness. I'm so grateful that you found that light outside of that place, and how you keep saying, and you said it's a daily. I have to continue this every day.
Mm-hmm.
And I love it, Brandi. I love your platform. I love your strength. I love your fight. I love your victory. Just your mindset. And so proud of you and all that you've done, what you're continually doing. You are just amazing, and we're so proud of you. Not only that, everybody, is she this amazing title holder and just woman and mother and just, wife, spouse, and but she's also a licensed esthetician. Yes. So tell me, how did that come about?
Well, my mom pushed me to be a school teacher, and I went to college for 4 years, and I just failed terribly at math. I mean, I tried really hard to take and pass my praxis test to be a school teacher because I love children. I wanted to be a kindergarten teacher. I love kids. I'm still a kid at heart. If I could literally be a Disney princess every day, I would, and dress up every day. But I could not pass it. And I realized, I said, Mom, I can't. And I've always loved makeup. And I decided to go to beauty school and become an esthetician against my parents' wishes. But I proved them wrong. I was like, if I'm going to do this, I'm going to show you how to make it incredible. And I did. I worked for 13 years at a spa in Memphis, Tennessee. And I was the lead esthetician. I excelled at my career. It was very, very good at what I did. I loved it. I loved making people feel beautiful. But after I had my son, we had to have a tough conversation about what do we do about childcare issues. And my husband's like, you're going to have to make a decision. And I chose my son. It was really hard because that job was my identity. And I was battling postpartum depression at the time. And I just really didn't bond at that time with my son that I needed to. But I chose to step out in fear. And I'm so glad I did. Although I do miss, a lot of times I miss my career, and I know I can always go back to that. But the time that I've had the past 9 years with my son has been amazing. The freedom that I've had. And then my makeup business I'm with Younique fell in my lap. I've been with the company almost 9 years, and that was all God ordained. I was able to continue to provide a living for my family from home. And I did go back to school when I was an esthetician to get my hair license, just to have to fall back on, and never practiced it. But I am right now apprenticing and learning how to do pageant hair and makeup. That's on my next bucket list. My dream board is I want to become, not to do it on my own, but be an assistant to people to do pageant hair and makeup. That's what I would love to do for my future. As well as Younique. I'm not ever going anyway. I love my Younique business and my team. I love pageantry, and I love the beauty of hair and makeup and what it makes you feel like when you get all glammed up. And I want to be able to do that for others in the pageant world, as well as continue to run my business here from home with my Younique business.
Well, listen, I have no doubt, Brandi, that you're going to succeed at whatever you
Thank you.
set out to. Oh, absolutely. I can't wait to interview you again another time. Just saying, you have become this and become, because it's about setting goals, and I love that on your vision board. I love that where you have that, where you see it. I'm so excited for you, and I can't wait to see that post about you
Awesome.
becoming a makeup and hairstylist for pageantry and that system and so forth. Listen, you are so good at so many things. And again, everybody, I've already outlined so many of them, but you talked about working for the company Younique, and you said for 9 years. Listen, everybody, not only is she so, but she's like the top grossing leader in her company and has been for like 8, probably be now 9 years, I would assume. But your feature on the headquarters diamond wall, I read. I don't know if that,
Yeah.
and I would think platinum by now, but I know diamond.
Well, no, let me just say, no, I'm not like there are so many amazing women in my business. I used to be at the very, like I used to be up there, but as with anything with sales, it's up and down, up and down. Or I am in a like I'm, it's comes in waves. And that's where I've had to look inside too and realize, you know what, I'm more than what that paycheck says. I'm more than what that title says. So I have good months and bad months. And my goal is to get back up to that level again. But I did hit that level back in 2017 to 2018. But I'm still very thankful for the income that I do have. Do I want to get back up to that level again? Absolutely. Will it come? Yes. I got hit really hard 2 years ago and lost a lot of people. And I had to dig deep and realize, as a leader, people come and people go, and I can't take that to heart. And that was hard, but I'm building. And that's what this career has taught me is, you know what, I am a good leader, and I treat people with kindness. And again, what's meant for you will not pass you by. But there are so many amazing women in my company that I look up to, that one of them is actually on my team, and she is amazing. So I'm very thankful for the customers I have in the team that has stood by me and that stayed loyal through it all. And we're up on an upward wave again. I know it's coming.
Awesome. Awesome. Listen, I have no doubt about it, Brandi, because you are just that amazing. And I just know, and there's such a fight in you. Like there's such a champion in you that I see, which is amazing. And that's what we all need, right? We all need to know that we win. But we have to get up every day, look at whatever our crown is, whatever our inspiration is every day, and look what we're fighting for, right? And continue to focus on that and hone in on that and hold on to that, despite how dark it may get, or how what time it is, or how long it's been, right? To still know that I have purpose and I have value. And I keep loving what I'm hearing you say, is that I'm more than that. And I love that about you. And so, like, just speak to that for me just a little bit more, because so many people equate themselves with what they have, or equate themselves with the title, but don't see themselves beyond that. How did you learn to actually see yourself beyond the titles and beyond the awards, but know that you are more than enough, just you?
It took a long time. It took years and years of learning that. I think what really, I had to hit rock bottom, and rock bottom was pushing 300 pounds, coming from the pageant world and knowing that people are going to judge me for how I looked. And it took me hitting rock bottom and having a doctor tell me, if you don't lose weight, you're not going to live to see your son grow up. That was hard. And that was, I never forget coming home that night going, I've got to do something. I can't. I had this beautiful baby to live for, and knowing that I'm so much more than what my weight is, I've got to find Brandi who she really is. I also had to sit back and watch my mother lose it all. My dad died at a young age, and I watched her struggle, and I watched everything get taken from her, and she was just lost. And I told myself, I don't want to be like that. That I'm not going to have a job define me, or a title define me, or my weight define me. I've got to figure out who Brandi is and what Brandi really wants out of life, and fall in love with me. I never fell in love with myself. I always put myself down and talk so negatively about myself. And when people would like leave my business or leave me when I was pageant coaching in the glitz world. I took it to heart. I thought, man, I must be a horrible person for that person not to like me or to say negative stuff about me. And I realized it's not me, it's them. It's not, I can't internalize everything, that I am a good person. And I had to find my worth in the Lord and realize that I am created in his image and he set for me a destiny, and that's burning desire. I listen to him. Like, I know the past 2 years it's been in my heart to do pageant hair makeup. I've just been pushing it to the side, but I know that's got to be something that's not going away. That's got to be a little push from the Lord that he wants me to explore this. And the same thing with my makeup business. I knew that Younique is a gift from him, and I value that every day. And I know that he will restore what the enemy has tried to take from me. And trust me, that enemy has tried to come the last 2 years and take a lot of stuff from me in my business, right. But God's going to restore that full swing. And I see it happening in front of me, which is amazing.
Wow. That's powerful, Brandi. I want to, because I hear this connection with your faith. Mm-hmm. Tell me, when did that happen? When did you, when you were younger, in your middle?
I don't have like a big, yes. I don't have a big, like, the big story of where you saw the light. I've always known about the Lord. I grew up in church, but it really wasn't until there's so many things I can look back on Mike and see his hand. And it's like he just was a gentle reminder. He was always there. And it wasn't until my late 30s that I realized that I look back on my life and everything that I worried about, that the Lord was always there and he never left my side. And it's still, I'm not perfect. There's still so much that I want to build a stronger relationship with the Lord, but it is knowing that he's been in my corner and he's there for me. And I don't have a dad. I haven't had a dad now for the past, my dad died in 2005 and he was my hero. And knowing that I do have a heavenly father who is there and who's a protector. And looking back at my life, seeing how he pulled me away from certain people and certain situations because he had something better for me. And that's where I put yes, I worry. I have anxiety and I have ADD. And part of that is I have an anxiety. And I realize when I do have those days where I'm anxious, that I've seen his hand in my life and I know that he has me. And it can be scary at times, but I just draw on my faith. And I truly, it was such, and my title that week, I just went into that week at IUM at Nationals going, God, if this is for me, it will not pass me by. And it was just such a peace that came over me. And even the last day at crowning, I was like, okay, God, I don't think I did good in an interview. Like, I really thought I messed up an interview. Right, and I said, talk too much. Who knows what I said? I don't even know what I said. Like, I just felt like I talked too much. And I was like, if I could just make the top 10, I just want to be proud. And I remember calling my husband. I said, you don't have to watch it. I hopefully I can get the top 10, but don't worry. You and Randall go play, because he was home with our son. And I said, you don't have to watch it. And he didn't watch me get crowned because I called him. He goes, your crown looks different. I'm like, because I won. And he said, well, I didn't watch because you told me not to watch. I'm like, that's okay. I have it on video. But I knew with that, from day one with this title, I know that God ordained this for me. And I'm so thankful because I had to go through the dark spots in pageantry and the bad things that had happened the past couple of years to really, truly appreciate this title and appreciate who Holly and Chris-Ann are. They are amazing people. And I'm so glad that I went through all the bad stuff to find the good stuff, because it made it 100 times even better. And I appreciate I get up every day and I'm so grateful for this title. I don't let one day pass. Not one day since I've won have I not talked about IUM. And that's a legacy that I really want to leave with this system.
Wow. Listen, I'm proud of you. So proud of you. Not only who you are, but who you're still becoming. It's amazing. And there's so much more for you, Brandi, that you haven't even seen, that are doors that's going to open for you. And I'm just so excited for you about what's to come. I want to ask you, and yes, listen, Chris-Ann and Holly, I've talked with them. I had them on my show probably a couple of years ago now. And, they had so much experience that they went through, right, with their daughters or themselves, and and they wanted to create something special. And I know that they have. They've done it. I hear it's such a sisterhood that they've, and and you said before, it's so genuine. Like it's really like
It's
they like,
real genuine. Yes. Yeah. Cause sometimes you see things on Facebook and you're like, oh, did those queens really get along like that? Or just, yes, everything. Like, we are very transparent here at IUM, and everything that you see is how it truly is. And I want everybody to just experience what I've experienced. It's been amazing. It really has.
well, listen, not only are you just such a wonderful, beautiful, amazing, inspiring individual, but your heart is just wow. Listen, tell us about Cinderella's Closet. I mean, I realized like wow. So tell us more about that.
I would love to have more donations this year. Last year, I had a ton of donations coming in, and I was able to give them to girls that were in need. And I would love to be able to do that again. I have a few donations, but I'm looking to take in more. And so what people do is they just donate used pageant dresses, interview dresses, prom dresses, and I spread them out through my community. I found a really great organization here in the Memphis, Tennessee area that I would love to take these dresses to, so these girls can have beautiful dresses for pageants and for prom as well. And a lot of our hospitals, like Le Bonheur Children's Hospital and St. Jude, they do put on proms and special things for the kids. And I would love to be able to do that. So that's what Cinderella's Closet is. And last year I donated well over 100 dresses that so many people sent to me from all across the world. It wasn't just here locally. And that's what I love. I just feel like everybody should have the opportunity to be able to get dressed up, even if their family can't financially. If there's a will, there's a way, and I'm going to help that person find a way to be in a pageant or to be at her prom or a dance.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And I can only imagine the smiles and the joy that you brought to so many young women, to be able to have a dress or a gown that they might not be able to afford, but now they have. So thank you for giving joy and hope to others so much. So we want to definitely get your social media sites, so if people want to donate to your cause and what have you, they can do that and find you. So listen, I gotta ask you, you're wearing so many titles, and you have for a number of years, and different, from businesswoman to title holder, as again, being married, having a spouse, being a mom, so many things. First of all, how do you balance it all? And then secondly, how do you find time for you?
So pageants are for me. Everybody's, let me just, and I also take care of my mother here at my house, and God has an amazing sense of humor, because we don't see eye to eye at all. And we've never have since I was a little girl. I'm an only child, but I just feel like everybody's like, why don't you put your mom in a nursing home? And I'm like, you know what? Because one day I have to answer to the Lord. And I just, in my heart, I can't do that to her. As much as that sometimes that we argue. My mother's not a supporter of pageants anymore. Funny to think, she doesn't support me in my pageant career, but like when she tells me, why are you doing this? I'm doing this for me. I'm doing this because this is what makes me happy. This is how I do my self-care, my self-love, because it gives me a goal to work for. And if not, then I would probably just be in my pajamas all day long. And I don't like that. I want to get out and show women that, even though I'm a stay-at-home mom and I work from home, that you can get dressed up and you can do fun stuff. So pageants are what I do for my self-love and self-care. I love homeschool, because homeschool, we just work it around our schedule. I've traveled a lot this past year, and I've always been able to fit in homeschool with my child. And he comes to a lot of things with me. He loves it. He thinks it's really cool to see, mommy get to do fun things, because he gets to do fun things with it as well. And then also my husband is my biggest supporter. He knew this going into us getting married, that he is a truck driver and he loves trucks, and that's his thing, like Bigfoot monster trucks. And that's his thing. And my thing has always been pageants. And so we support each other that way. And that makes our marriage stronger, because we have separate hobbies when we come together. And then I just have a calendar. I'm old school. I keep a calendar, old school calendar, and I just write everything down. And if there's something that I can't do, I'm not afraid to say, you know what, I can't do it that day, or is there another day I can do it? And it's just about priorities. If something's important in your life, you're going to make it happen. And my family is my priority, and this title is my priority. I don't take this title lightly. This is a job, and I'm very blessed to have it. And I wish I could do it the rest of my life I wish Holly and Kristen would just let me stay the queen the rest of my life. I don't think they will let me do that, but I would do it for the rest of my life.
My goodness, listen, they have an amazing alumni. I mean, of individuals, strong individuals who have just changed the world. And you're one of them.
Thank
You
you.
are changing the world. So thank you so much again for continually to fighting and champion you, the beauty of you, the amazingness of you every day, so that somebody else can see the beauty in themselves. And I read that on your website and so much about finding the beauty, right? It's important to know that you're beautiful. And so thank you for doing that. I have to just a couple of more questions that I want to ask you. For someone who might not see their dreams, right? You've come through so much. I can't even imagine the different sort of ranges of emotions that you've dealt with over time and so forth. But what do you say to someone who isn't really able to see their dreams right now? And they say to you, what can I do? What would you say to them for someone that isn't at that place yet where they can see the light sort of beyond their current space at this time?
So I would tell them to set small little goals. So they're in their heart, there is a dream. They might have buried it, or they might have a still small voice, which is the Lord telling them, this is what I want you to do. And sometimes you have to get quiet, but you want to set a little goals for yourself. So is it that you want a better job? What can you do to get a better job? Is it a certain skill that you're lacking that you need to study for? And it's, to me, I love learning different things. I love studying different things. And so maybe they need to learn, maybe they want to be, I'm just putting this out there, maybe they want to be an esthetician, but they don't know where to start. You want to find somebody that you look up to and that could be your role model and start following them, start asking questions. That's what I did. When I wanted to get back in the pageant world, I started asking people, what pageant do you think? And what do you think about this and that? Like, I wasn't afraid. Don't be afraid to ask people. If you see somebody that you want to, it's one thing to copy people. I have been copied a lot the past couple of years, and it's very aggravating, especially when you spend a lot of time and money developing your platform. And man, I could write we could write a book about some of the stuff I've seen in pageantry, but we're not. But it's one thing, don't copy somebody, but you can be inspired by them. So if there's somebody that inspires you, maybe reach out and say, hey, can I talk to you for a few minutes about how you did it, how you went after your goals? What's it like in this career? If there's an esthetician, if you want to be an esthetician, go get a facial, talk to that esthetician. If you want to be a massage therapist, do that. If you want to be a teacher, go and shadow them for a day, things like that. If you want to lose weight, start looking at people online who have lost weight and seeing what they've done. Just set little goals for yourself. And that's one way that you can start building up that light and knowing what you want to do in life.
I love that, Brandi. And so listen, what else is on your vision board? You've talked about now going into hair and makeup and pageantry. Is there anything else that's on your vision board at this time?
Yes, but we're not yet. It would be part of the IUM family, and we'll probably make that announcement as it gets a little bit closer. But yes, there is something that's on my bucket list that will be announced in July. So I'm excited about that. But that's really it. I just people are like, "Are you done with pageants?" No, I mean there are pageants for women in their 80s. I have one good friend that won Mrs. Senior World. There really is pageants for women all the way up in their 80s. You're never too old to become what you were supposed to be ever. And that's my motto. And like, I'm going to compete. I have all these clothes. I'm going to compete for the rest of my life. And, it's not, yes, everybody wants to win. But for me now, it's more of I'm doing this for myself, just to prove to myself and just to have fun and now I can go into not having the pressure on myself and just doing it for fun. Because I won the title that, I love this title, and I love meeting people. I'm such a social person that it's hard sometimes just to stay at home, and I can't imagine staying at home every day because I love to get out there. I love to get out in my community.
Wonderful. Well, listen, whatever you decide to do, and I can't wait for this announcement that's coming, whatever it is, you're going to be the best at it. You're going to be the best version of you. because there's no competition when you're doing the best version of you, right? It's
Right.
you.
Mhm.
So I love that about you, and I'm so proud of you. Is there more that you want to share with us about your journey that we haven't talked about at this point?
Um, I just want to encourage everybody to please look into International United Miss. There are so many amazing systems out there, and you will never, ever see IUM ever bash another system ever. It's not what we stand for. We support everybody in pageantry, but I would love everybody to just take a look at the website, especially if your age is 25 and up. So many people think, oh, well, I'm not married, or I'm single, or I'm a widow, or yeah, you can still compete. 25 and up, we have an amazing division for you. And we're looking for more delegates from the states. We have appointed titles. And this, I'm telling you, it doesn't matter what size you are, how old you are, they don't care. They judge you for who you are. There is no comparison, judges. You're not compared against your fellow contestant. It's how you perform that day. And it's such an amazing organization. They truly care about you, and they want you to be better. And they literally give you your handwritten scores from the judges the moment crowning's over with, because they want you to get better. They want you to succeed in life, and they will support you no matter what.
Well, listen, is there anyone that you would like to acknowledge that has been a support to you? I always give this opportunity to all of our guests that's been a part of your journey thus far.
I definitely have to just thank so much again, Holly and Chrisanne, because they truly have made me a better person this year, as well as all of my sister queens, Kiana and Alexandria, to name a few. Those two have just gone above and beyond for me this year, and Miss Carla has as well, and all of my sister queens moms. And thank you all for just loving me and making me feel so welcome, and so just you love me for me. And it's such a refreshing. Also, thank you so much to my Younique team, all of my customers, for all of your love and support throughout this year, and my family, of course, my mother-in-law, who takes great care of my son when I travel, and my husband and my little boy, and even my mother with her negative comments. God love her. It pushes me to be a better person, and most of all, the Lord. And thank you for everybody that follows me on social media. That has just been a big encouragement to me, who's reached out and just loved me when there are days that I needed that. So thank you so much for that. And thank you for you, and for letting me come on your amazing show.
Oh, listen, thank you so much, Brandi. I'm so honored that you accepted, or that we connected and this happened, right? And I know this won't be the last time, because your story is such an amazing inspiration. Everybody needs to hear it over and over, so many. And so I'm grateful for this platform, and thank you so much for being a part of it. Again, I appreciate you. Listen, where can people connect with you? How can people on social media or your website? But give us all of your social media.
Okay, so definitely find me on social media. It's Brandi Jo Middleton. I have a public Facebook page, as well as Instagram. It's Brandi Jo Middleton. It's BrandiJo Middleton, like Kate Middleton. I wish I was related to her. I do feel like I am somewhere. If she's listening, can I please just come and visit you in England? But anyway, I love her. So pretty. And then my title page is International United Miss, MS. And you can find me over there, as well as my website is Get Glam by Brandi Jo. My pageant website is crowningconfidence.org. And and I have a YouTube channel too. So you can find me anywhere. If you just type in Brandi Jo Middleton or Crowning Confidence by Brandi Jo, it will pop up.
Wonderful, wonderful. Well, Brandi, thank you so much. Is there more that you want to say before we go?
Just know that you have me supporting you no matter what you do out there. For anybody listening, I want you to follow your dreams and know that you are worthy and you are enough, and don't compare yourself. Social media is so hard because we don't see the real whole picture sometimes. Know that everybody struggles. And my biggest advice, please be kind. I see it so much. I have people that's not kind to me every day, but please share kindness, because if one of us can start that, it creates a domino effect, and we need more kindness in our world right now. We need more acceptance and more loving, and know that everybody you see is battling something. They might be quiet about it. So why don't you be a little bit kind and try to look at different people's situations and put myself in their shoes and think, well, maybe why did they say that? Maybe why did they act like that? There's something going on there. So the more kind that you can share, the better.
Wow. Everybody, Brandi Joe Middleton, you see why she's amazing and phenomenal. Thank you so much, Brandi.
Thank you so much.
No, what an honor. So again, and whatever I can do to be a support to you and your platform and all that you're doing, please know I will do my very best. I'm here. Don't hesitate to reach out. I thank you. I thank you. I'm looking forward to seeing what's next for you because I know whatever it is, it's going to be as amazing as you are. Thank you, Brandi, so much. I appreciate you. Everybody, this is Inspiration with Troy Alexander. Every week, we try to come on to encourage you, to uplift you, to let you know don't give up on your dreams. You are worth every dream. And our motto is dream, take that step and walk with purpose into your destiny. Thank you so much again, Brandi. Thank you, all of you all who watch and support. I love you. I appreciate you. Continue. Go get your dream. Thank you so much, Brandi. Have a good night, everyone.
Bye.